Here we go. Hey guys, happy Saturday. So I have with me one of my business partners, Sandy, and we are going to share about how, first of all, if things don't change, things will never change. That popular quote that people say is so true. If you just keep doing what you're doing now and don't make any bold moves, then your dreams that you have and things you want to happen in your life are going to be impossible. So we have to take some risk in our lives. We have to do things that may frighten us a little bit, but will actually help us to move in the direction that we need to move and be where we want to be, and
Yeah.
have a more joyful life and more epic life, and our goals and dreams to be with our family more and be with our kids more and not have to stress out taking off work if we have to take them to doctor's appointments.
Right.
And so I'm going to share a little bit about my story with High Ticket, and and then we'll share, and Sandy will be able to share about her background and her excitement with High Ticket, since she just started here. And so we all have goals and dreams, And so I'll share my background. I was an activities director. And so I didn't have any experience at all in sales. I would post on social media every now and then, but not much experience with that either. Yeah, I have my daughter with me, and the cool thing about this business is that you can do it anytime, anywhere, and with your kids in your lap.
Yes.
And so I loved being an activities director, but after having a daughter, a baby, things changed. Things were, as a parent, you guys know it's hard to have a full-time job or a 9-to-5 job with a child. We make it happen. We totally make it happen. It's okay for you guys to do it, and still do it. And so when I first started this high ticket, I actually had a and I was looking for something that would give me more flexibility in my schedule and something that would help benefit my future and my daughter's future, my family. And so I did some research. I was looking for some things, but then High Ticket just kind of like I saw my mentors post. They kept popping up on my feed. And I'm like, how are people making this much money a month? $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, and still like living their life, having this freedom. They're not having to work their butts off and stress themselves out. And so I'm like, this is what I want. This is what I need.
Yes.
And so I reached out to my mentor, asked her some questions. She asked me some questions, and I hopped on this masterclass call. It was live then at the time, and then we have live ones and recorded ones, and I'm like, this is awesome. This is so awesome, and like the business is like so beneficial for our health and also beneficial for our finances and our future and our time and the legacy wealth we have here. The we don't derank. We don't have to start over each month. We don't have to meet any monthly quotas either. So that's amazing. And so I was like, after watching the masterclass, I'm like, I'm in. What do I gotta do?
Right.
And so I knew. So when I first started, I had still had my full-time job. I was still working this and my full-time job, being a mom, and I also teach some yoga classes, and also have some side jobs. So I had a busy schedule, but I knew that this is what I needed. And I'm so glad that I did. And I'm so glad that I'd started this. And it actually helped me to prioritize my schedule better, prioritize my life better. I stopped doing, those little side jobs I was doing because they were just wasting my time. They weren't getting me anywhere. And I'm able to do more of my passions and focus more on my health as well. There's been so much personal development through this, and still be able to make more than double my monthly income that I used to make with my old full-time job. And so after working my full-time job for 3 months as a activity director, I quit that and I just do high ticket, and I still do yoga because that's just a hobby. It's a passion. But I just do it once a week. But it's so neat to not have to feel like I have to rush all the time.
Right.
I don't have to ask off, like go whenever I want to go on a trip or go somewhere. I don't have to wait 2 weeks or later. Like normally you had to put a 2 week notice,
Right.
and you have to, even when you put that 2 week notice, you don't always get approved for that trip. And so you're still hoping that you can still go on that vacation, that you're able to find coverage for your job. You're even, and when you are working your job or you can't be at your job, you have to figure out who can do it for you when you're gone, or when your daughter's sick or your kids are sick and you go to work and you get that phone call from daycare or your babysitter, whoever watches them. They're
Yes.
saying, your daughter just threw up, or
Yeah.
your daughter whatever, and you need to come pick her up. And I'm like, oh, like, how am I supposed to just leave my job and do this?
Right.
And I had to, or I had to call my parents or call my husband or somebody to go get her for me. And then I would try to scramble around to try to leave work early. But it was a lot. And we make it happen because we're parents and we love our kids.
Right.
Oh, sorry, she's playing with our dog. But and we make it happen. And so I was just so glad I found High Ticket, that knowing that we can still be present parents, we can still make money, but have a flexible schedule. And so that's a little bit about me. It's been a really awesome journey. We have an amazing team here and community as well. Like, there's so many times if something is going on, like I have questions about, and I just reach out to somebody on my team, and it doesn't even benefit them at all. Like, instantly, there's people I know I go to, and I'll ask them questions, and they'll respond back and help me out, and whatever it may be, and it doesn't even benefit them. Like,
Yeah.
the cool thing about this too is that, like, and I've learned this also, like, the more you cheer people on and more you help other people, it's also gonna end up helping you too in some way. But we want to cheer others on here, and we're such an encouraging uh, community, a hype community, a hype squad, whatever we want to call it too. We call a little Facebook group, we call it Momentum Circle, because we want to help keep each other on a momentum. I love it. And so my daughter's getting my attention. Uh, yeah. And so let's ask Sandy some questions. Let's see how excited she is, what she's learned a little bit so far. But first of all, Sandy, share with us your background a little bit before this.
I've been a nurse for, I want to say, probably about a little over 10 years. And yes, I mean, I love that. I love doing nursing. And, because I always say I like to treat people how I would like my family to be treated.
Mhm.
So, and I mean, you get the moments of being a nurse where, like, you get those patients where they don't agree with you and stuff like that. But, it's something that I've loved doing. And, but my wife and I now, like, we foster and, with the goal to adopt. And so we have two kids that, we love. And, to us, they're our kids. And so it does, like you
Yeah.
say, it does come with that thing of, like, when they're in school or daycare, like, you get the phone calls and, like, okay, like, um, you got to figure it out how to pick them up and stuff like that. So I
Yeah.
think that's one of the reasons why I always try to figure something where, like, maybe hopefully work from home and, obviously try to make extra money and things like that. So, yeah.
Yeah. And it's neat too, because like once you have kids, like before you had kids, you're just kind of like, this is my life. I go to
Yeah.
work, hang out with friends when I want, when I
Right.
can, and that's just what I do every day.
Yeah.
But then once we have kids, we're like, okay, like it's a
It's
whole different
yeah,
ballpark
it
now.
is.
My goals are different now. Like
Yeah.
I like it's so different, and I'm
Yeah.
like I gotta find something different. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I didn't even think about like I was like I've kind of always wanted to have something I could do from home and be more flexible about, but I was like,
Yeah.
kind of there. But I really wasn't prompted to really look for something or find something different
Right.
until after having
Yeah.
kids. Yeah. Um,
You
and
look for flexibility, pretty much.
yeah, right. And so, like, I'll say too, like this whole week, my daughter went to daycare only half a day, one day.
Oh wow. Yeah.
That's it. She had to go pick her up.
Yeah.
That one day I took her, I thought she was better, and I had to go pick her up, but she was not.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about this at the end of the week. If I had my old job, working a 9 to 5 job as an activities director, I would not have been able to spend all week long with her.
Hmm.
And so we just say that too, like this is like inspiring for people to think about this can be possible for you too.
Yeah.
And like and so like if you're searching for something and you think that like, oh, this is just how my life is always going to be. This is how I was raised. How my parents work. Now I work the same way, do the same things. But in the back of your head, like there's something else. There's more to life. There's something else you can do.
Right.
And you can have more flexibility and more freedom and more memories, with family and friends and kids. Like this is like the golden ticket, like for
Yeah.
um and you get to a point here that like in the beginning we're hustling a little bit and getting ourselves, but you get to this point that many people get to within either 6 months or a year where you get these monthly commissions for life without even working your business. So that's like incredible because
Hmm.
like I was listening to this podcast this morning, one of the guys in our business, and he was talking about it feels like it's a reward now because he was hustling a little bit, hustling with this our company in the beginning.
Right.
Now he's at a place that he's like, I feel like I'm rewarded now. Like,
Yeah. I mean, I think every business or stuff that you start, I mean, you always have to, put in the time and, the effort to it. So,
exactly, exactly. And so, like, would you guys rather just like stay where you are and just work really hard the rest of your life, or work really hard for a year and then just be able to coast after that and just work a little bit? And people end up working this business still, even when they get to that position,
yeah.
they love it so much. You want to keep helping people, and you can just keep ranking up more and more. Um, but like it's just so neat here too, like because we're doing this to help other people, to share this with people that you can be healthy, you can have more
Yeah.
freedom and flexibility in your life at the same time.
Right.
And so you don't have to like keep doing what you're doing and keep being stressed out and depressed or upset or in a bad mood all the time because of how work went, where you're just like so busy, overwhelmed.
Yeah.
It had to be your life forever.
Yeah.
Um,
It
yeah.
will be rewarding for sure.
Yes, it will. Yep, it's so worth it. And so Sandy, what are some goals that you have like 3 to 6 months from now?
Just to be able to, like travel more with my family, spend more time with them, just be able to enjoy life in general, just to, not have to worry about, again, um, debt or just money in general. Because, there's always something that comes up and stuff. And it's just, those little things that, sometimes you don't get to enjoy doing things because then you have to worry about like, oh, I gotta, this, again, like situations happened where like either you have to fix your car or
Hmm.
you have to take your dogs to the vet or
Yeah,
things like that. So that's where I just want to, like, I mean, be able to know that I'll have that freedom of just, okay, I can, we don't have to worry about things like that. So I will
exactly.
be able to do the things and not have to
Yes.
worry, not have to worry. truly financial. So
Exactly. And like people say, you hear that saying like money doesn't make you happy, but
right,
really with money, you're able to do more.
yeah,
Because of money, you're able to have less stress, you're able to do more. Like instead of having to try to fix something yourself, you just keep
yes,
fix it for you. And or the trip you've been wanting to go on for a while and the dream you have, but you can't go yet 'cause you can't afford it. Money allows you to do that.
yeah,
And so really, though, when you do make money, it allows you to do more things. So it does actually make you happier because of your abilities and possibilities and
right,
opportunities that it brings for you, you
yes,
know? And so, like with high ticket, like we only have to work like 1 to 2 hours a day. It can be like 5 minutes here, 10 minutes here, at the end of the day, it accumulates about an hour or two.
yeah,
So it's really easy to fit it in with your full-time schedule, those who still have full-time jobs.
right,
And like when I started, I still had a full-time job and I worked this a little bit in the morning, in the afternoon, and some in the evening. But yet we also like we have mentors here. Like I'm Sandy's mentor, and if she's really busy and she has a call that was booked, I can take it for her, and she doesn't have to be on the call, but I still help her close that sale, and she gets the commissions for it. And so that's the cool thing too. Like while you're learning here, while you are jumping in something and you already have a busy schedule, you don't have to worry when you see something like high ticket sales that's going to bring you way more uh, money than just a little side job. You don't have to worry about, oh, I'm already busy. Like, I don't know if I can fit this into my schedule. But
right,
what you do, you're already doing the things that we're doing here to make money. You're just kind of rerouting it or
yeah,
changing it a little. Like, we're already scrolling through social media and we already are, looking on people's posts and this and that. We're just going to be more strategic about it.
yes,
And then we have trainings and we have podcasts, things like that. So instead of just listening to music in the morning or while you're taking a shower or when you're driving to work, you can listen to a training or a podcast, which is actually so much better for your soul and for your mind anyways.
yeah,
Um, and then it will benefit you for your making money as well. So those who are watching this, like you are thinking, "Oh, I don't have time to add them into my schedule," or you could be thinking, "I need this. Like I need to
right,
make $10,000 a month or $20,000 a month, or I need a more flexible schedule. It's so stressful having to get off work so many times when my kids have to go to the doctor."
right, yeah,
Or you want your kids in sports, and then sometimes it's hard to go from straight to work to sports.
yes,
Yeah, and Sadie knows about that too.
yeah, yeah,
And so, like, this is also possible here. And so, really, like those who are watching right now, reach out to Sandy. If you're just curious, you can even just ask, "What is this?" or "How do I get started?" Or like, "I need this. Tell me more." And we'll, ask you some questions, get you information. We have a little webinar. It's less than an hour long, and then we'll jump on a call. And we love to make it personal too. Like we don't want you just to be like, "Here, this is it." But we work together with you, and we see that
right,
we align for you to do this, and that says that we work well together. And so reach out to Sandy. You can either comment on here, hashtag legacy, or message Sandy Legacy, and we will see if this is aligned for you and help you build your dream, and make it possible. Like really. Um, yeah. Anything you want to say, Sandy, before we go?
yeah. Just reach out and yeah, we'll go through it together and we'll go from there.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks, guys, for jumping on.
Thank
Uh,
you.
also, do hashtag replay in the comments if you watch this. And if you're the slightest bit curious, just reach out. Like it's no obligation. We just want to help
Yes.
you and see if this is a good fit for you. Anything is possible here, and like really, anyone can do this. You just have to be willing to be coachable and learn. So,
Yes.
thanks, y'all. Enjoy your Saturday.
Thank
Bye,
you. You
Sandy.
too.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.